Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with morsels of thought number 1,467 consecutive days in a row, no holidays, no breaks. And I am hoping to inspire you to have a great day with morsels of a thought of wisdom. Now, knowing the right thing to do is called wisdom. Actually, doing it is called virtue. And I hope to educate the world into getting more virtue. I hope to entertain you a little bit too and impart something good. We borrow wisdom from everybody here who is wise, and Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider are wise mavens of the dating world. They came out with the rules too, the rules for online dating, the complete book of rules, the rules for marriage, not your mother's rules, and the rules handbook, which came out on my birthday. Course 5. We are starting course 5. Create respectful marriages and partnerships. It's a 12-week program. I am going to read it at a pace that is somewhat similar. I read and we do the program, and sometimes we wind up with more days than one. But to the authors, Sherrie Schneider and Ellen Fein, they say, hopefully you have been practicing being your higher self in all your relationships, because it will definitely come in handy when you're married. Some marriages can be easy because you married your best friend and are on the same page with just about everything. You're both neat freaks, early risers, and gym rats, and you both like Chinese food, sitcoms, making up quickly, and staying home on Saturday night. In other marriages, while you love each other to pieces, you're complete opposites, and you have to be the better person to make it work. For example, you knew your lawyer husband was ambitious, but you did not know he was going to run for political office. He's campaigning nights and weekends, and you feel like a single mother raising your 3 kids. You're not into politics and care more about what he's doing at home than in your hometown. You're angry all the time and feel sorry for yourself. I didn't sign up for this. You feel if he loved you, he would give up politics and be a more involved husband and father. Every married client has some variation of this theme. For example, I knew he liked to make investments, but I had no idea he would put money into some crazy, risky stock. I'm furious he put us in this situation. Or, I knew he wasn't a cuddler, but I never thought he would fall asleep in his recliner watching sports some nights. I feel single going to bed alone. How is this a marriage? Or, no matter how much I do, my husband has some criticism disguised as a suggestion, like, you almost hit our neighbor's car. Don't forget to straighten the steering wheel when you park. God forbid he ever gave me a compliment. I work and take care of the house and 2 small kids. Each time he says something, I feel hurt, and then he tells me I'm too sensitive. I can't win. Or, I'm angry that I'm the breadwinner. We made about the same amount of money when we met, but then he lost his job and found a job making less. He's gotten very comfortable letting me carry the load. I don't think he's ever emptied the dishwasher. How is this fair? I used to have a boyfriend. This is Yin Yang talking. I had a boyfriend that would fill his car to the halfway mark in gasoline. He calculated the number of gallons he needed in his car, and he figured on mileage, and then he tabulated the number and went and bought that much gasoline and stopped the pump at the halfway mark. The halfway mark. Halfway mark. We went and got gas twice as much as necessary. I hated it. And then sometimes the marriages, remember how Lady Di, Princess Diana, said that there were three people in this marriage and therefore it was a little bit crowded? You know, failing marriages. This is what is the authors are talking about. Okay, back to the book. In every situation, we try to explain In every situation, we try to explain that marriage is for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and that you can't change your spouse. We're sure you tried. So you might as well become a positive and valuable member of your family team. Maybe look at it as free coaching or that he's just trying to be helpful instead of criticism. Sometimes you do more or earn more income, and sometimes he does more or is the breadwinner. It always evens out in the end. We're sure some politicians' wives were not thrilled either, but the happily married ones threw their hats in the ring instead of complaining. If you can't beat him, join him. It takes less energy to play the game than fight him. We help our clients learn that they can't make a workaholic not check his emails on vacation any more than they can make a slackard more motivated. Slackard more motivated. Ooh. You can't make a husband who likes to fall asleep with the remote control on ESPN cuddle watching rom-coms with you. That's not realistic. You have to respect his lifestyle and choices, and as you would want him to respect that you like to watch the Red Housewives shows and not try to make him a carbon copy of you. Acting like you are being put upon and walking around with self-righteous anger is going to make you miserable or divorced. We find that the married clients who complain always find something to complain about. He works too much or too little. He spends too much or he's cheap. He does he doesn't he doesn't take care of himself or he's at the gym all weekend. It's so much easier to surrender and say, "Okay, this is my husband. I love him and I married him. All this stuff is annoying, but not a deal breaker." It's less work in the long run to accept him, warts and all, and not be reactive. Besides, when you are so busy feeling that your husband is not around or not helpful, you have little or no time to realize your own dreams. You could start a book club or create a food blog or take up tennis in the amount of time you are noticing and commenting on his every flaw. I did spend some time criticizing that gasoline routine. Every time we got gas, I would, I would, I would go "Ugh," like that in the passenger seat and watch him, look at him pumping the pump, and then I'm seeing it go to $5 instead of 10 or 12. Anyway, I'm not gonna say anymore because, because, because. Anyway, your lower self. My lower self. That's my lower self. I was telling you about my lower self. Back to the authors. Your lower self loves to complain about how awful your husband is. He left his socks on the floor. He put his drinks on the table without a coaster. Oh, no. He put his drink on the table without a coaster. Oh no, call the police. Your higher self knows that everything is exactly the way it is supposed to be for your own benefit. Many married women started successful businesses because their husbands were unemployed. They were too busy creating instead of reacting. So if your husband is constantly making suggestions, instead of grumbling or getting huffy, be diplomatic and say, "Thanks, I never thought about it that way." Basically, look at it like you're getting free life coaching when your husband corrects you. Every time we tell a married client to treat her husband as the leader of the family and offer them admiration with love and respect no matter how she feels, her marriage changes for the better in 10 weeks or less. Some even see results overnight. Follow the rules for marriage formula. This book right here. You see it? You see it? You see it? Under the red one. Over the red one. Sorry. Over the red one. Uh, Follow the rules for marriage formula as soon as possible, as whatever you're doing now, being your burnt up lower self certainly isn't working. Right. Totally. Totally. From week 1, engaged. Your rules weekly pep talk. Great job. You're engaged and all is moving along as you had hoped. Congratulations to the woman who got engaged recently. I saw a ring on her finger on a Facebook page. I don't know the name of the woman, but I offer congratulations. I really admire women who have been able to accomplish that, attain that state of being engaged. Great job, you're engaged and all is moving along as you had hoped. We want to caution you that being engaged doesn't mean the end of the rules. It means making minor adjustments in how you interact and communicate with your fiancé. Don't fall into a false sense of security just because you got the ring. You need to continue using the rules both before and after you're married. When you are in the honeymoon phase of your engagement, we recommend your fiancé should do most of the calling and texting, planning and paying. But now that you're planning a wedding, you obviously can talk to him and see him more often, maybe 3 or 4 times a week instead of 2. This week, focus on keeping your independence and spending the majority of your time on work, family, friends, interests, and the gym while enjoying the engagement phase of becoming future lifelong partners. Now, in the rules, when you get engaged, you have to have a date, a date, a planned out target time, duration, date of your wedding. It has to be, even if you miss the target, this is Ying saying, even if you miss the target, it's got to be a target. It's got to be a date. Otherwise, it's not really an engagement. Because some men can just be engaged for 5 years. That's what the authors say in book 1. Engaged, daily rules. Day 267, love at first sight. Have you ever done that? Oh my God. If he says after a year or more of dating that he's not sure how he feels, don't believe him. Men know right away how they feel and if you're the one. In some of the longest lasting marriages, the man said, "That's the woman I'm going to marry," based on knowing her for 10 minutes. Fashion designer Tom Ford said, upon meeting his partner of 35 years in an elevator, "You're the one. That's it. Click. Sold." It was literally love at first sight. That's what he said. So if he says he needs more time, say, "Okay, call me when you know," and then stop seeing him and date other people. That's called no contact. That no contact concept came out in the rules for online dating, I believe, to disappear between dates. Just don't keep on talking text-wise every day when you between dates before you're engaged. Anyway. Day 268. Don't spoil the proposal. Your boyfriend said he's going to propose around the holidays. If he doesn't, do you say anything on the spot? We think not, because that would ruin the holiday weekend. Your lower self wants to say, "Hey, what's going on?" But your higher self knows to be poised and patient. He forgot. You forgot. Don't worry, he's not getting away with anything. The next time he asks to see you, say, I can't see you anymore without a proposal. A client was skiing with her boyfriend who had mentioned proposing by New Year's. She was texting us from the mountain, ready to blow up. We told her not to. Of course, he proposed 2 minutes later with a ring he had in his jacket pocket. Oh, that's so sweet. Ah, oh boy. Some proposals are just like not with a ring yet, and that's okay as long as you get the ring together. Or or he goes and gets the ring and then brings it to you later. The target date is what's important. That's the rules. That's part of the rules. Day 269. Marry me. In a recent op-ed article in the Los Angeles Times, a sociologist asked why women can't propose, claiming that men proposing is an archaic tradition. While that may sound good in theory, letting everyone be equal, we believe it makes the woman the aggressor and the man passive, which doesn't work in romantic relationships. It's upending the natural order of things, which is that men love to lead and love a challenge. It's making women become the more interested party, and as in life, as in love, the less interested party wins. It's the woman chasing the man, which will make her feel insecure, especially if he says no. She'll always wonder if he was going to do it first or ever. If a man doesn't propose, she can simply ask where the relationship is going. This is after a year or 18 months. And then she'll have her answer, but no need to ask his hand in marriage ever. Will she buy the ring and get down on bended knee? Where will all of this pseudo equality end? In the same article, the sociologist said most women said they would be embarrassed to propose, and most men said they want to do the proposing. I once met a couple at the theater I worked at, and the woman was having a hard time watching the film because someone was bothering her. There was a different audience member who was um, actually breaking the law. He was putting his leg against her and rubbing her leg with his leg all up and down. And guess what? Her husband wasn't doing anything about it. And she came out and she said, "Where do you have the cameras? Did you catch it on the cameras?" And I said, "We don't have cameras here. The film is on the screen." And I mean, I did say that, but she knew. And the husband or the partner, I don't know if it was a married couple at all, but they were always together. And the man was just like this. Making me sick to watch him, and probably making her sick too, because she was talking all about it. And obviously, she wore the pants in the relationship. Now, if we don't wait until the man talks to us first, how will we know they like us? And then if we don't have them calling us first, and then we rarely return their calls, how do we know they like us, love us? How do they? And then if women propose to men, how will we know they love us? Some men will marry a person, like I said, a man married his best friend, the sister of his best friend, as kind of a favor because she was a little past marital age, or a little considered past marital age. Anyway, so that's what I think. My point is, it was hard to watch this couple. And the truth is that in the rules, world, they should never have been together as a married couple. Good morning, John Clark, and good morning, Liz Rose Cantara. Good morning, Mandy Olekshi. Good morning, Colleen B. Dragos. Good morning, Gina Potov. Good morning, AC Rusita. Everybody who comes here. And I got a LinkedIn uh, communication from somebody, and I'm certainly hoping to say hi to them here. I believe that if I could expand my channel a bit, I could make it a long program. I mean, by long, I mean a half hour program, and less than that, probably between 20 and 30 minutes. This was Cantara. Between 20 and 30 minutes, closer to 20 minutes, because they cut it, to put commercials in there. So I'm hoping that I will be able to do that. My wife proposed to me. Later, she met my family. But you guys had it where you spoke to her first, and you were so smitten, and you've told us, practically said, John Clark, you said something about kind of knowing that she was going to be the woman you marry. I don't remember exactly how you said it, but I got that feeling. And she probably proposed because it was kind of known, and you probably already kind of gave her the wink, wink, wink kind of thing. I imagine. Is this true? Do you think? Like, you kind of had the attitude of wink, wink, wink. You can propose to me. 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 Like that. Do you think so? Because I think that you guys have been really a rules couple. I see you as a rules married couple. Barbara is a wonderful, wonderful woman. Okay, so I'm going to pause here. We are on page 262. Let me jot this down so that we can remember. Oh, sorry. We can remember how to go next time. And this was Morsels of a Thought number 1467. Next time it will be 1474. Oh darn, I didn't turn the do not disturb on. Sorry about that. Anyhow, so I love you guys. You are my Facebook, YouTube family. Like and subscribe. That's what I should be saying. I never said that before, but if you like it, please, yeah, my Facebook people always do that. But the YouTube, I hope you subscribe. Okay. Old Kinderhook.